Okay guys, super excited to show you the new Kudos Cards platform upgrade. So once you have registered your account, clicked the authentication email and logged in, you are likely to be presented with a screen similar to this. So the first thing we're going to be doing is uploading our contact list. Now there's several ways of doing this, but for now I'm going to use a CSV file upload to show you how easy it is and improved from the last platform. We do have an integrations page so we can connect other CRM systems. We're going to leave that for today, and that will be in a separate video. So quite easily going to choose a particular file. So I'm just going to click that file, which will open up my file selector. Once you have selected your requested file, then you will be presented with the mapping page. So there is a downloadable CSV file so you can see what columns need to be attached to import. So we've got 100 contacts. We can handle a lot more, of course, but we just use 100 for today. So you can see we've got uploaded contact lists. Now, because of the plan you may be on, it might only let you upload 50 if you are on the free plan. If you are on the higher plans, of course, that can go up. So what would happen is the first 50 within the spreadsheet will be taken up and anything else will be discounted. So please bear that in mind. Once you've done that, of course, we can then go to the calendar. We can then start to see the birthdays for our uploaded contacts. So you can see at the top, you've got a bit of a key. So yellow is just up and coming. Green will be for any cards that have been sent in the system. We can also toggle between dispatch dates, so we know when things should be getting sent out. And we can also go through different occasions as well if you want to filter the information. We can look at week views, and we can also look at list views as well. And of course, if we go back, we can click on these and send cards. Other things we can do, we can create events. So if I click on event, we can title it anything we like, sort of thing. Choose from the categories on this, any particular notes, as you can see, and then we can add in any contacts in there. We can create as many in there as we need to. So if I just select all shown, so we've got 20 shown for this, and go to the next, so we can get 40 if we want to, and we can create an event. Let's give it a test. And you can then see we've got this test here, and within that we've got these contacts, and then if we wanted to, we can actually send a particular card to those 40 contacts if we need it to, or if we just want to do it individually, we can do that as well. Go back to the dashboard. We've got a tutorial here as well. So once you have uploaded your contacts, birthdays and so forth, it's then prompting you to send your first card. There's several ways into this, so you will find that you can go different ways, but ultimately end up in the same route where you are choosing your contacts, choosing your designs, and then sending them off. Now, the other thing from the dashboard is we can go straight to send card, and this is probably the quickest way of doing this. So this is where we're able to search all of our contacts in the database, so we can choose a particular contact. If there's any missing information, it will be highlighted, so the system will not let you send somebody who hasn't got a complete postcode and address and so forth. So if you do need to edit the address, you do have the option from that. Then, of course, from there, you can click on select new design, and this is where you can sort of see the different options from here. And let's say you wanted to choose, I don't know, let's say we'll go for this one. We are then able to edit the card from here with the card editor. And we've got the front of the card, inside left, inside right, and of course the back of the card as well. Now, in terms of inside right, which is probably the most common one you will use, we can then go to edit text. I'm going to make the screen a little bit smaller. So add text, and we can move this sort of where we need to be. And the text itself, we can put in anything we want. We can add in merge names as well. We can center this to the left and so on. We can change the font if we need to, and all the things you can imagine you need to kind of play around with and adjust. And of course, these will pull through from the contacts. And the great thing about this is, of course, if you've got 40 contacts, 1,000 contacts, then it will pull the name of all of those contacts. So it is truly customizable in terms of the names and things like that. We've got clip art as well, if you want to have a play around with any clip art, and very much design what you need to design. And then once you're happy, you can go back to the bulk select. So we can see there, we've got a contact, we've got the bulk option if we want, but we're just sending it to one person just for this demonstration. We can then look at the card, so we can see that it's pulled the name of the person there. everything's all systems go. We can choose our second or first class depending on what we would like to do, and then we can either choose to send a card now, which for something like this we probably would, because it's very much a quick process, so we may want to choose first class and send now, or it might just be that you want to schedule the delivery for a particular time, in which case if it's a birthday, for example, then the card will be dispatched 5 days before their particular birthday. Obviously, if it's a spontaneous event, or it's something that isn't date sensitive in the sense of it's in the future, then send now will be the most likely option. We can then pay and send from this easy button from here. Now, this is a quick overview of the system, so I am kind of going through this at a bit of a quicker pace than I would normally do, just to kind of show you what we've got. So if we go to our design, so we're constantly adding to the library here, but you can see we've got various cards, and we can kind of filter those depending on what we would like to do. So typically most time it'll be birthday cards, but we've got all other cards in there as well, and we're constantly adding to the database, so you can sort of check in as you need to. We've got edit the design, so again, if we want to go back in there, we can, so we can save that and go back to designs. And then if we decide we want to use another particular one, we can use that template. Again, we can design it and then we can save it as well. So what you can do is start to build up our own library of designs there as well, as we kind of go through. So we can kind of, as you can see, build up a bit of a library with what we have got there. Now, again, depending on the plan, you can actually create your own designs, as in upload your own artwork. So again, check your plan. But as you start to build up your database of designs, the idea is that it then in turn speeds things up for you, because you can just select a pre-designed card for whichever occasion you would like to. So on segments, this is the other feature as well. So we've got birthdays this month, up and coming birthdays, and so on. So these will auto-populate. So when, as it says, in the next 30 days, or if it's the current month, you will see a list of all people whose birthdays are for that particular month, and then you are able to basically select all or as little as you need, and then that'll send you through to the card design page, and then of course you're able to send out from there, which is really, really great. Renewals due, missing address, all that sort of information will populate as need to. So, you can add these in as you need to. But very much the segments, as you start populating it with your database, will start to show you the information you need to, again, just to make things easier to follow and kind of keep a track of things. And the final thing I want to kind of show at the moment is the contacts page. So you can see we've got a list of contacts. We can create lists, which I'll talk about in a second, and we can filter birthdays by particular months of the year and so forth, and we can obviously do a hard search with specific details. Now, if I go into a particular contact, we can see the information required, which is what we uploaded earlier, and we can obviously edit that if we need to. And then we can start to do some really exciting stuff. We can do some key dates. So, for example, if we've got a client who has a renewal date in our system, then we can put that in, and what that means is the system will flag that up. So let's say, for example, you've got somebody who's with you on a 6-month contract, and their renewal is due obviously on a set date 6 months from when they started. You may decide you want to send them a particular card or message or something like that, and you want to be reminded of that fact. So this is a really great feature, because it allows you to not only focus just on birthdays, but it can also focus on other events which are important, which, again, remember, we're trying to keep retention here, and actually sometimes people can get a nice surprise when they think, oh, I didn't realize it's been 6 months since I've joined. I'm really happy with the service and I want to continue, but just getting that nice card or that reminder is a really nice little touch that can help things there. Same with anniversaries and so on. We can then also create specific events, so we can choose what event it might be. So again, from an educational point of view, it might be that this student is due to do a major exam, so you could put that in as like a lever or an achievement, for perhaps put in the contact the sort of optional details there to remind you of what that is, and then of course what date that would be, and that just then feeds into the system and keeps you posted on that event coming up, so you can do as you need to as well. Finally, just at the bottom here, you can see typically we're going to use the name fields, but we can actually create our own fields. So there's a little bit of self-explanatory there, but we can create our own name. So for example, teacher, we can use that, and we can create a merge field for that. So if I just click on that, as I say, we'll put in teacher, for example, and then we can put in the particular information from there as well. So what that will do is it will pull through the information. So if we do want to kind of customize more than just names and with other things as well, we can kind of attach that in, which is really useful. But again, this is just a brief overview of the system. So hopefully that has helped to explain some of the new features that we have going forward.